People think YouTube is easy, but when I tell you, this is a lot harder than what it looks. It took me forever to get the lighting right. I was over here looking like a damn ghost baboon or something. I don't even know. Like, oh, it was just awful. I had the lighting too bright. It was giving me ghost. It was just giving me straight ghost mixed with a little bit of baboon, mixed with a little bit of Pikachu. It was just a lot going on. So, yes, glad I finally got that figured out. Anyways.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. Your love is so one in a million. It goes on and on and on. You give.
Hi guys, my name is jamerica.markeeta. Welcome to my channel. Of course you're new here because I'm new to YouTube. This is something that I honestly should have did a long time ago. But hey, it is what it is. I'm new to the YouTube vlog world and we go rock it out, and I got my timer up because I don't want to take up too much time. So if you're here 9 times out of 10, it's because you follow me on Instagram and you saw that I recently had a BBL. Ooh, Lord, woo, child. So a lot of people wanted to know who my surgeon was just based off my before and after pictures. So I definitely wanted to give you guys, that first. I wanted to give you my doctor reveal. I've shot this video 3 times. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The first time I looked like a Raggedy Ann doll. The second time I don't even know what was going on. I had a scarf on my head. I was just going through it. But both times, both videos were entirely too long. So I decided I'm just going to have to do several different videos to give you guys everything that I need to give you about just my BBL journey, and not try to cram it all into one thing or one video. So this one, just going to get straight to the point. Like I said, people really wanted to know who my doctor was. It's just kind of like why I had surgery and just that kind of introduction to my BBL. So I got notes down or whatever so I can make sure I stay on track. So pretty much I got laid off from my job on August 6th. I worked in aviation HR, and I took a couple of weeks off, and then I was like, hey, you know what? You've been wanting BBL for a long time. This might be the time to get it, sis. Do you hear me? So I was just like, okay, yeah, May 3rd. Called up who I wanted to go to, and I was like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do. And they actually was like, oh, we can get you in next week. And I was like, whoa, player, that's not gonna work. So I ended up scheduling for May 25th. On May 3rd when I called, I actually paid my deposit. It was $1,000. So not too bad. I know some people do $250. I know some people do $500, but I ended up having to pay $1,000. And I did go to the capital of plastic surgery in the US, Miami. Some people have a wonderful experience, some people have a horrible experience. My experience honestly was not bad at all. It was easy selling and getting cleared and all that good stuff. A little bit of drama happened after my BBL, but we'll talk about that in another video. So yeah, why did I get a BBL? I got a BBL so for 2 reasons. I've always wanted a big butt. Even my grandmother said, she was like, you've always wanted a big butt, like that's nothing new or whatever. And because I couldn't get rid of my fupa. Now I lost 65 pounds. I used to weigh 215 pounds. I got all the way down to 150. But I did go into surgery at 170 just because I wanted to make sure I had enough fat to give me the size butt that I wanted. But yeah, I could not get rid of my fupa, even though it did not look bad. I've seen way worse, and I was still able to fit really cute clothes. My fupa was just really stubborn. Part of it is I love cookies and I love bread. So really it ain't my fupa fault. Really isn't my fault because I wasn't trying hard enough because I couldn't let go of those things. But that's another story for another day. So those were the main 2 reasons why I got a BBL. I wanted a big old juicy booty and I wanted my fupa gone. The top of my stomach was already flat and looked good. He really sucked me dry at the bottom. I'm going to insert pictures. And then you also can, of course, follow me on Instagram or look at my pictures on Instagram. I post before and afters all the time. Or you can DM me if you want to chat about it. So, call May 3rd, book for May 25th. The same day I booked my surgery, I booked my flight. I only paid like $150 round trip, I think. Or it might have been less than that. Southwest is who I flew through. Well, Southwest is who I flew through to get to Miami. Coming back, I ended up missing my flight. Traffic was so bad in Miami, so I had to get a flight through American Airline. I think that's who I flew through because they were the only ones that had a trip back to Nashville as a straight shot. I was not going to make a layover how I felt. I only stayed in Miami. I had surgery on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I only stayed 3 days. So I was not going to make it for a layover. Southwest said they could put me on another flight, but it was going to have a layover in, I don't even remember where, but somewhere that I was not willing to go, child. So I was like, that's not going to work. Refund me my money and we just going to call it a day. So I ended up doing first class through American Airline coming back, which actually ended up working out really well because my hips wouldn't even fit. Like, my hips barely fit in the big first class chair. So I knew it wasn't going to fit in the Southwest chair. Or at least I knew I wasn't going to be as comfortable. Probably not comfortable at all because even in first class, I wasn't that comfortable. But anywho, so yeah, booked my flight the same day, May 3rd. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of skipping all over the place because again, I want to make sure that this video is not as long as my other ones. So we just got to get to what we trying to get to, y'all, because I know what y'all are here for. Y'all want to know who did this body, baby, and I don't blame y'all because he outdid himself. Anyway, so like I said, paid my deposit $1,000, booked my trip. May 13th is when they sent me my forms, my doctor forms, basically to get cleared. It wasn't a whole lot. It was just probably maybe 6 forms or whatever. No, I take that back. May 3rd is when I booked the surgery. I want to say, I didn't write it down, but I want to say they sent, oh no, May 5th. I do have it written down, sorry. May 5th is when they sent me my surgery forms. So yeah, 2 days later is when they sent me my surgery forms for my doctor. May 12th is when I had my doctor's appointment. That's what I'm trying to say. So my primary care doctor was amazing about it. No judgment whatsoever. He filled out my forms, no problem, did everything in-house. I didn't have to go to separate places to get things done. So I had a great experience in my primary care doctor, but I've also been going to him for like 4 years. So maybe that's what made a difference. I don't know. Shout out to Dr. Walsh. Anyway, May 13th, all my labs came back. Everything was perfect. My EKG was perfect. My chest x-ray was perfect. I had no problems whatsoever. May 13th is when they sent the forms over to the surgery center. And then I also turned around and picked them up and I emailed it to them too. So like they double got it because I didn't want to have any issues with getting cleared. I wanted to like definitely make sure that they got it or whatever. Literally May 14th, I got my hooray for surgery like letter. Like it happened so fast. May 12th, my doctor's appointment. May 13th, they sent the forms over. May 14th, I was cleared for surgery. Like, it happened that fast. Mind you, I booked on May 3rd. So, I had no issues whatsoever. The only thing that it actually worked out in my favor, but the only thing that kind of bounced back was I had to get mandatory cell saver. If you don't know what cell saver is when all the blood that you lose during surgery, they collect it all, they clean it, and they put it back in your body. So it's a blood transfusion with your own body. My hemo was the 11.5, which was the minimum that my surgery center would accept. Because if I'm not mistaken, the lowest they will accept is 11.3 maybe. But yeah, I think it's like 11.3 to 11.5 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I was in that range where I had to get that mandatory cell saver, and it ended up helping me a lot, and we'll get there as to why it ended up helping me. So I definitely like, I'm gonna tell y'all why I would tell or suggest you to get cell saver. I had to get mandatory cell saver, so I had to pay the extra $600, or they weren't going to do the surgery. On May 19th, I did my COVID test. Your COVID test had to be with at least 7 days of your surgery, so I did mine on the 19th. I sent mine in on the 19th. I had took it a couple of days before. May 21st, they reached out for the remainder of my payment. Like I said, I had already paid $1,000. So I actually called a special. My BBL and Lipo 360 was $4,500. All right now, Miami. I see why people be going there. Anyways, I did end up adding on arms. I'm going to do a separate video about that, and I added on chin. So arms was $1,000, chin was $500. I'm going to tell y'all now, I probably look a little chunky. When I first got, that Memphis came out just then, look a little chunky. Ooh, child. Okay, Memphis 10. That chin, when I first woke up and saw my chin, it was instant results. Like, all this was good. However, if you do not compress your chin a lot, then it's going to end up kind of being a waste of money, which is what happened to me. So I was already just so uncomfortable and going through so much. The last thing I had time for was to have that little head wrap thing on me, because you have to wrap it up here and then wrap it behind your neck, and it just smushes everything up. I was laying on my stomach nonstop, so it was just super uncomfortable. So after a couple of days, I was just like, you know what, it just is what it is. So now my massage therapist is actually trying to work out some fibrosis up here. So yeah, I kind of effed myself up with that one. But anyways, and then like I said, the cell saver was $600. So altogether, $4,500, $1,000, $500, $600. So I ended up paying $6,600 for everything. I'll let you determine if you feel like that's good to you or not. I think it was pretty great, especially living around Nashville. One, we don't have as good as surgeons around here. Like, we have good surgeons, don't get me wrong, but not for what we want for around here. Like, the curves and all that stuff. So I wouldn't have been able to find anything close to that in Nashville, especially to get what I wanted. So $4,500 for the BBL / lipo, $1,000 for the arms, $500 for the chin, and $600 for the mandatory cell saver that I had to get. I really could have just got the BBL and well, we'll talk about the arms later. But if I would have just got the BBL and the cell saver, then it would have been a lot less. Of course, it just would have been the $4,500 plus the $600. I did choose a recovery house. And I'm glad I did. Me personally, I am glad I did. I want to do a separate video on my review of the recovery house that I stayed at as well. And then, like I said, surgery was on Tuesday and I left on Friday. Child, listen, I'm OCD. I don't like staying in hotels. I don't like staying nowhere that's not my house. Okay. So I had already knew, like, if it was left up to me, I would have left 2 days post-op, just because I was just so ready to get back home in my own space or whatever. And my recovery house was really clean, so it had nothing to do with that. It's just me personally. I love being in my own house. So yeah, but I had already knew I was going to stay the minimum days, and the minimum days that my surgeon would allow you to stay is three days. So, getting into surgery. So I got down there on surgery was on May 25th. I got down there on May 24th, the day before. So I went straight from the airport to the surgery center to do pre-op. Y'all, was there all goddamn day. When I tell y'all, pre-op is a bitch. I was there all goddamn day. It ain't that much goddamn pre-op in the world. Okay? So I think I got there at like 12, maybe. I don't think I left, and I don't even know what time I left, but I was there all goddamn day. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can say about pre-op. They took my weight. I had to fill out a packet that was about this thick. Like, whoa, what? Is this a goddamn, is this a music contract, baby? Because it ain't nowhere in the hell, but it's medical, so I guess I understand. But it was just a lot of stuff in there. I had to pee in a cup. I had to do finance. I had to go to the finance office. I had to, what else did I have to see? I had to take my pictures, my before pictures. And that's pretty much it. But it took all day. It was like the Free Before 9 club in there. It was so many damn girls in there. I was just like, now I see why people say Miami is the best worst place, because they overbook. Like, they are running it like a factory out there. Glory to God, I did not have any issues, no complications or anything. But when I tell you, they truly do run it like a factory out there. I'm talking about, I think my surgeon had 6 or 7 girls on the day I had surgery. I was so blessed to get an early surgery, because I was like, I don't got time to be coming in later on. And he tied, he got a crook in his neck. Now all of a sudden my booty all whopped. Nope. I was a 7 a.m. surgery. One of my surgery sisters, she was a 6 a.m. I was a 7 a.m. I was like, girl, we getting in there, getting on out. Anyway, so, something that I did start talking about that I did not finish it. I just remembered. Sorry. May 21st, they did call me for the remainder of my balance. They told me that I could only have $1,000 balance when I came in, and they told me that I had to make sure that I had the original form or had the payment card that I used to pay my deposit, or I could not have surgery. But yeah, so they was like, yeah, you have to pay your balance all the way down until you only have $1,000 left, or you can pay it all off. So I literally paid it. No, I didn't pay all of it off. I paid it all the way down to $1,000 balance. And I left it at that just in case something did happen. I didn't want to be out of all that money. So, was that pre-op all goddamn day. And then, which the ladies were really cool, like super duper cool. The lady that took my pictures and stuff, she was Haitian, if I'm not mistaken. I had her laughing the whole goddamn time. I was like, baby, I was literally in pre-op starving. I do not fly. I do not fly with a full stomach. Like, I don't eat, I don't drink, I don't anything. I already deal with motion sickness in the sky. So, and plus, like, I hate public bathrooms, and with all this COVID going on, I ain't got time. So, I don't do it. I don't eat or anything before I fly. So, when I tell y'all I'm starving, I literally look up like the closest restaurants to deliver. Y'all, while I'm in pre-op eating a whole goddamn chicken Alfredo pizza and some hot wings, all the girls in there looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like the smallest one in here. So trust me, I can eat these. But you could tell they were looking at me like, is she really eating all this pizza before, like all this unhealthy food the day before surgery? Yep, show is. Show is. It is what it is. So yes, I was in pre-op literally filling out paperwork, eating my pizza. But yeah, I had the Haitian girl laughing like the whole time while I was in there taking my pictures. Anyway, so I went to the recovery house after that. They called me later on that afternoon and they were like, hey, Miss Jeffries, you got surgery at 7 a.m. At that moment, things started getting real. I was not nervous until I got that phone call. And then when I got the phone call, she was like, yeah, your surgery time is at 7 a.m. Be here 15 minutes before. And I was like, okay, well, there's no turning back now. So I literally like try to chill or whatever, get my mind right. And then before I knew it, I was getting the driver at the recovery house was getting me to the surgery center for surgery. So I get there and there's probably like 3 other girls in there. And we all were saying different most of us were saying different doctors. You know, all of us were saying different doctors actually, or whatever. So the girl my surgery sister that I knew, she had already went to the back. So they call my name. I go to the back. They give me this bag of, things to put on and stuff. And before, like when they gave me the bag, I went in, I started to go in the bag and I couldn't even do it. So I stopped and I just got on my knees and prayed. I just prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed to the point I cried. And then I was like, all right, bruh, let's do this or whatever. So after I got my prayer out, I was good. My doctor came in. When I tell y'all, his bedside manners were amazing. He made me feel so comfortable. Before I can even ask a question, he already answered it for me. Like I was literally just sitting there thinking of it. And as I'm thinking of the question, he's literally answering. I'm like, man, he got superpowers. Like he can read my mind. It's crazy. So anyways, I guess he's done it so many times that he knew everything that I was going to have to ask because I didn't even really have any questions. He said, what do you want? Yeah, I showed him the biggest booty. It was 2 of them, 2 big booty bitches. I showed him 2 big booty girls and I was like, doc, max me out because I'm not doing round 2. And let's get it over with. Let's do a one shop stop and let's just get it on over with. And he was like, okay, I got you. He said, you won't be that big because you don't have enough fat, but he said you'll be close. And I was like, all right. So he also said he was going to use all my fat since I did not have enough fat in my stomach to give me the size butt that I wanted. He said he was also going to use my arms and my chin. So I was like, okay, as long as it lasts, I don't care. So he did let me know. He said arms are gonna feel like you worked out. He said your chin's not gonna hurt. He said, but your Brazilian butt lift, he said it's gonna hurt a lot. I was like, what? He said a whole lot. And I was like, are you sugarcoating it, or are you being a little dramatic, or like I'm confused. What are you trying to say? He was like, it's gonna hurt a lot, like a whole lot. He just kept saying it, and I was just like what's a lot? I was trying to think of the most pain that I've been through, and because I ain't got no kids, so I was like, what's the most pain I've dealt with? And I really ain't dealt with no pain for it. I've never broken a bone or anything. So I was like, when you say it hurt a lot, like what? And he was like, a lot. I was like, okay, if you say this shit one more time. But anyways, so they got me back. And my heart started beating fast when I walked in the back where all the surgery rooms is. If I'm not mistaken, there was 3 on each side. And then they were yelling out, patients coming, patients coming. So you literally hear all these loud noises like a damn car shop or something. And they're closing the door so I can't see, what's going on in the other rooms. HIPAA, of course. So I get to my room and they're like clapping, and they're like, most of them are Spanish down there. So they're like clapping and all these accents. And I'm like, fuck all y'all. Anyways, no, they were really sweet, really nice. So they say, go ahead, get on the table. The anesthesiologist, he was so cool and so funny. Like, oh, he was so funny. But anyways, they had me lay out like this, and I see my doctor over there opening all these surgical tools, and I'm like, oh, this shit real. like real. And at that moment, that's when all the panic came over me. They couldn't find like a vein in my arm for a little minute. So like they stuck me once and it fell out, and then they ended up having to put it in my hand. And my adrenaline was going so bad that I didn't even feel what they did in my hand. Like I couldn't even feel it. And people that know me already, my mother died when I was 3 years old. And when I tell y'all, as they were putting the anesthesia in my hand, I look above me and I swear right hand to God, I see my mother's whole face above me. Like I see her whole face and I just feel these tears coming out my eyes because I'm like, okay, my mom is here with me. She's not going to let anything happen to me. She's letting me know. Like when I tell y'all, I have never seen my mother's face that clear. Like, of course, since I was a baby, but since she's been deceased, I have never seen her face that clear in my life. And when I tell you, it was clear as day above me. So she was there with me. Thank you, Mom, because I would have been hunting the hell out of my surgery if I would have died on that type of baby. Let's just be honest. Okay, so I wake up. I'm in the worst pain of my goddamn life. When I tell y'all I wanted to freaking die. I wanted to die so bad. I couldn't even believe that there was a pain that great in the world. I could not believe that something on my body could feel like a dinosaur had bit it off. It just ain't no way. It felt like a million killer bees just came in and stung my butt all at one time. I'm traumatized. I'm truly traumatized. I'm traumatized to this day. To this day, I am traumatized from a BBL, baby. The pain was no joke. Do you hear me? All right, now, I just want to make sure y'all hear me. So if you think about getting a BBL, just know there is no childbirth in the world that could compare to the pain that you will feel from a BBL. All right, now, preaching a little bit. Lipo wasn't that bad. I didn't even notice how bad my stomach probably was hurting because my butt hurt so bad. I didn't feel my chin. I didn't feel my arms. All I felt was my booty burning. At one point in time, I was praying to God saying, baby, just call me on home. It's okay. I've lived a great life. I'm 28 years old. I've done a lot. Jesus just called me on the glory. And it was like, my mama was like, no, now we're not doing that. So anyways, I get back to the recovery house. I'm still in pain. The first 5 hours were the worst. Now, after that, it was okay. It was bearable. But those first 4 to 5 hours, it's just like nonstop pain. My roommate at the recovery house, she was from Ghana. And I'm thinking she gonna take like an OG, like, you from Ghana, girl? Like, she had 3 kids, if I'm not mistaken. Like, man, she was in there screaming, hollering. She was acting way worse than me or whatever. I was walking around trying to do stuff by myself. I was going to the bathroom by myself and everything. They was like trying to make me sit down and I wouldn't or whatever. So that's me getting into why I believe Cell Saver is definitely worth it. Because when I tell y'all I was eating like a hog, no one else could eat. I was the only one in the house that had to get Cell Saver. One other girl was throwing up. My roommate was never hungry. Yeah, I was eating like a hog. I was literally walking around first day, peeing by myself and everything. So that Cell Saver really, really helped me. I feel like kind of bounce back or whatever, getting that blood back, getting my own blood back in my body. So yeah, for the most part, I think I'm probably going to stop there. And then we'll talk about other things later. Like I said, I missed my flight going back because of traffic, had to go through American Airlines or whatever. We got home and yeah, so we'll talk about all that later because I don't have that much time. Because like I said, I'm not trying to make this super long, but let's get to the tea, sis. The tea. That was kind of corny. Anyways, so to all you nosy people, y'all not nosy for real. I would want to know who my surgeon was. Is too. My body looks banging. Anyways, my surgeon, I'm trying to build the suspense here. Bear with me. My surgeon was the GOAT, the great, the highly knowledgeable, the highly talented Dr. Keith Bierman at Dawes Plastic Surgery. Florida, which is right outside of Fort Lauderdale. And like I said, when I tell you his bedside manners were amazing, I still message him to this day on IG. I'm sure he doesn't reply every time. I'm sure sometimes it's some of the surgical assistants, but I still get my answers. So when I tell y'all, he is a beast. He's one of those like underdogs. I feel like he doesn't have 50K followers like Dr. Williams and all the rest of them. There's no shade to them because they're very good doctors too. But he's truly growing his business. He's doing boobs really, really well right now. But he's really good with hips. I was going between him and Dr. Harry at Dolls. The only reason why I did not go to Dr. Harry is because Dr. Harry gives out lats a lot, and I knew I wanted more so hips than lats. And then Dr. Bierman does does hips. So that was the determining factor on why I went with who I went with. But yeah, so I hope that y'all got the tea that y'all wanted. I hope that if you are making the decision to get a BBL, that you do it for you and not because of a man or because of social media or whatever. I hope it's truly because you want to do it and because you want to feel more confident and because you want to look a certain way in your own clothes. And I send prayers, love, and light to everybody that's going through having surgery right now, that's recovering, that is about to have surgery, and all those great things. You will survive this. This too shall pass, even though it seemed like that it won't. I'm actually 11 weeks now, going on 12 next Tuesday. So I'm almost at my 13 weeks. And when I tell y'all, ooh, I could never see myself getting another BBL. Like how y'all get round 2s and round 3s and all that stuff. I don't see how, because it literally was that traumatizing. The pain of it was not the experience with the recovery house or the experience with my surgery house. It was truly the pain. I'm dramatic too, so it was just like, oh Jesus, oh this is just a lot. Like no. So I'm truly happy with the amount of hips that I have. I feel like they look great on my body. And I'm truly happy with the size of my butt. I wish it was just a little bit bigger, just a little bit. I actually was a 48 after surgery. I got all the way down to a 47 when my swelling went down. So I lost an inch. We got 3 minutes. I lost an inch after all my swelling went down. And then immediately on week 6, I started to fluff. Every day I woke up with new inches. It was like crazy, like out of nowhere. So I don't know if you realize or not, or know, if you're new to this whole surgery thing, your butt's really big after surgery, then it gets really small. And then that skin starts to stretch to accommodate that new transferred fat. So then it starts to appear bigger, or it actually does get bigger. So I woke up one day and I was like a 47.5 out of nowhere. I measure myself daily because you will go through the roller coaster of, oh, my butt not that big. Did I waste my money? I don't see a difference. So I measure myself every day so I can just make sure that it's not even in my mind. And I put a lot of pictures of before and after pictures together so I can be like, okay, no, I can see it. Some days are great, some days are horrible. Well, now I'm fine, but at the beginning, some days were great, some days were just absolutely horrible. So out of nowhere at week 6, I woke up at 47.5. I had got all the way up to 48.5. And then I caught COVID. Another story for another day. But I lost 12 pounds and 1.5 inches off my butt. And I'm trying to gain it back now. So, but yeah, I started fluffing immediately on week 6. I feel like my surgery was textbook because everything that they say online and the doctors say about BBLs, I dealt with it all or whatever. They tell you that you can start fluffing anywhere between week 6 and 8. I started fluffing on exactly week 6 and just some other things. I am now getting massages once a week. I have a few hard spots on my stomach, but the fluid buildup I'm not really dealing with. I'm more so just having some hard spots. I do, of course, you know, a lot of females be talking about, oh, I'm so swollen. I'm like, well, you know, after you eat, your stomach gets bigger, and then when your food digests, it go back down. That happened before you had the BBL. Did you think that was gonna stop? Like, what? So that's what I deal with now. Like when females be talking about, oh yeah, I'm still swollen. I'm still dealing with fluid. I'm just dealing with when I eat a steak and some shrimp and a sweet potato and some broccoli, and my stomach just gets big. But hey, to each his own. It is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of all over the place. It is my first one, so bear with me. I hope to get better and to grow and glow with you guys. If you have any questions, of course, follow me. Please like and subscribe. Come back for the next videos. I'm sure it's probably going to be about 5 or 6 more about BBLs, because I have a lot of feedback that I can give you guys if you're interested in getting a BBL, or you're just researching right now to eventually get it. But thanks, you guys. I really appreciate your time. Like I said, like and subscribe and be safe. That was kind of lame, but it's okay. We're just gonna go with it. All right, bye, you guys.